Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in today. Today I have some really important tips for you. It's about the vowel ah. Since ah is the vowel that's the most open and also it gives you the most resonating space, you want to use it as much as possible. And I'm going to show you how you use the ah even when you think you're not singing ah. If you want to find out more, and this is really important, stay tuned. There are probably some words whenever you sing or speak them, it's totally obvious that they are ah. Car, far, saw, water, tunnel, love, trust. Now these are all kind of obvious, but also ah is part of a lot of diphthongs, which means there are two vowels that follow each other, like in I or Y, sigh, cry. Whenever you have a diphthong, the rule usually is sing on the ah longer than you sing on the E that follows, because the ah is just more singable, and also it actually sounds kind of funny if you go I love you. Sounds much prettier if you say I love you. Now of course there's always exceptions, but as you know, you can make all the exceptions once you know the rules. Once you know the rules, then you can break them. And of course, whenever it comes to singing, there may be some rules, but this is something, of course, that's part of a style. You have your own style, and if you want to do it differently, then that's just your style. I'm just saying that it's better intelligible if you do it that way, and also it sounds more natural, and of course it's just easier to sing it. Just imagine Whitney Houston's song I Will Always Love You if you didn't stay on the ah but moved to the E on the first word. I will always love you. Sounds kind of funny. I sounds so much better, so much more natural, and it's just easier to sing it. The most important thing about the ah is that you realize that it's everywhere. So whenever you sing any phrase, any song, try to get close to an ah as much as the song allows you to. So even when you have an oh or an ooh or an I, there's always it's always close to an ah every once in a while. So you should try to get as close to the ah as possible, within the normal sound of being natural. For example, in Meghan Trainor's song, all about that bass, in that middle part, I'm taking booty back, go ahead and tell them skinny bitches that. Even though there's not really too much ah sound, I'm still thinking wide open, ah, a relaxed and vertical space. And that way I don't sound like, I'm taking booty back, go ahead and tell them skinny bitches that. I don't get narrow and wide, but I get kind of close to an ah position. I'm taking booty back, go ahead and tell them skinny bitches that. Don't go, just go close to the ah. Now also, whenever there is a real ah, notice that there are many shades of ah that you can sing. Many, many. It goes from oh, really dark, it's almost an O, to really wide, like an ah, to where it's almost an eh. You want to try to stay kind of neutral in the middle. That way, my issues always sound natural, sound like you're speaking, sound very intelligible, because the best compliment you can get as a singer is, you know what, I understood every word you sang today. That's a great thing if people could say that whenever you're doing a live performance. Now the ah is largely shaped by the tongue position and also by the pharynx position and the soft palate right here. So watch how the inside shape of my mouth changes with the different shades of ah. Ah, 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 ah. So you have to just be careful. Another thing that's very, very common, just whenever you start singing an ah on the top, and this happens in a lot of exercises, and then you go downward, you have to notice that you actually do have to change the position slightly in order for the ah to stay an ah. When you sing on the top, everything is raised a little bit. Your tongue position is raised just a little bit. And whenever you go down, you can't leave it exactly at the same place. Otherwise, it sounds kind of flat and wide and too bright. Like this. Yeah. If I stayed in exactly the position that I was in on the top, it sounds like this. Yeah. It's more like an ah instead of an ah. So the thing that helps the most is just always keep on imagining the ah. Whenever there's an ah that lasts a long time, whether that's on one vowel or if it's repeated a lot, just keep thinking of ah. That way you kind of going the opposite. You're just kind of trying to go against the tendency for the ah to get flatter and flatter, and then at the end be an ah, and it sounds really nasal and it doesn't sound very pretty. Now whenever you're singing low, then it's especially important that you have a lot of space on your ah sound. Otherwise it sounds nasal, and also you just can't really have this nice velvety sound. If you're on the bottom and going like this, some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. It's kind of closed up and I'm not giving it a lot of space, and everything's not really a defined ah. It's kind of like Now if I define it and I bring everything a little bit closer to an ah, it sounds much more intelligible, and also I have a much better sound quality of voice. Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. So whenever you do have an ah, like in love, try to make it very nice and open. Don't exaggerate it. Make it natural. And I will say it again and again. Try to sound natural. At least for me, that's what I love to hear the most. Whenever somebody sounds really artificial and really not intelligible, then it's just no fun listening to the person. So try to be natural, and also try to be yourself. Just be true to your own style. Just know the rules. Just know these things. So these were my tips for the holy grail of vowels, the ah. And I hope it motivates you to really kind of examine what you're doing with your ah, and to maybe modify it a little bit to tweak it to sound a lot better. If you liked today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or leave a comment. Also, if you have not already, subscribe to my channel. I upload a new singing tip video every Friday. And also I have a blog under FreyaSingingTips.com, which I will link up below. All that's left to say is always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Bye.